Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our newest edition of the DEDGE webinars. This session is all about GDS. Hope that all of you can hear us well. If you do, send us a quick thumbs up if all is good on your end. Let's start this session. We'll ask you to keep your mic closed. I am joined today by Laurence Corrieras from DEDGE and Emmanuel Caillot from Amadeus. I will let you, ladies, introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. So I am Laurence and product manager for GDS at DEDGE. My mission is to have the best GDS connectivity with a complete but easy to use solution for hotels. So very happy to be with you with our partner Amadeus.
And Emmanuel?
Hello, yes, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. So I'm Emmanuel Caillot. I'm part of Amadeus content management team. So mainly my team is in charge of creating properties in the system, GDS properties, and checking the quality of the content to make sure that your hotels are the most sellable in our system. So I'll be happy to do a live demo today on our graphical platform. And if you have any question at the end, I would be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Emmanuel. As for me, my name is Anaïs, and I'm the marketing manager at DEDGE, and I'll be your host and moderator for today. So on the agenda for today's webinar, we will start with Laurence. She will give you a quick reminder on GDS and give you some best practices to make the most out of this distribution channel. Then Emmanuel will take the mic to show you how an agency searches a hotel in Amadeus GDS. And we will end the session with Laurence giving you other optimization and market insight data by Cvent. So last but not least, we want to make this session as interactive as possible. So we count on our audience to fill us with great questions. So please write them down during the webinar in the Q&A tab or in the chat, and we'll do our best, we'll try our best actually to answer as many of them, depending on the time remaining after the presentation. So it's now time for me to pass the mic to Laurence. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. So what is a GDS? So GDS stands for Global Distribution System and is a distribution channel which permits hotels to be connected to more than 550,000 travel agencies in the world. It's a B2B channel. Only a travel agency can book for its customer via a GDS system. So there are 3 GDS companies and 4 GDS systems in the world. So Amadeus, Sabre, Galileo, and WorldSpan. Amadeus is widely used in Europe and other parts of the world. Sabre is popular in North America, and Travelport operates such as Galileo and WorldSpan. So GDS are crucial for travel agencies as they allow them to access a real-time availability and pricing information for various travel services, facilitating the booking process and enabling more efficient management of travel itineraries for their clients. So GDS were created by airlines 40 years ago, which is 20 years before the creation of the internet. Initially, the project aimed to centralize the inventory of flight tickets to manage the increasing of number of booking requests more efficiently. With this success, other segments were added. So today, on GDS technology, a travel agency can book a lot of segments like trains, hotels, rent-a-cars, attractions, and which permit him quickly book a full package for his customer. So this is a big advantage of this technology with a rich content. Of course, at DEDGE, when we connect an hotel, we will automatically distribute it on all GDS systems. Thanks to that, any travel agency in the world can find this hotel and book it. We also have a big advantage as we develop the direct connectivity, which means our CRS work independently with each GDS systems. If there is any issue with one of them, this won't impact the other ones. This is a really important thing to avoid losing business. It's been said that for 20 years that the GDS will die, that the arrival of the internet will turn everything upside down. Well, our statistic at DS shows that the number are great and still increase. You can see the rose line for 2024 is at the top. 2029, the blue line here, was considered as a reference year, and we are happy to see that we just exceed it. So this is great, and we stay very positive for the future. So now we know what the GDS is and how efficient it is in terms of production. But GDS can be quite complex, and we wanted to give you an expertise to optimize your booking coming from agencies. Alors, so the first advice is about the commission you assign to your public rate. The standard one is 10%. The agency gains their license to this commission, which means if you do not offer a commission or a lower percentage compared to your competitor, the agency will book your competitor instead of your hotel. As you can see in the screen, the commission is visible at the first step when an agency starts the process of booking. So do not let them leave and book another property with a better commission. Second advice, offer a corporate public rate. As you can see on GDS, it can be part of the filter of search when agency want to book an hotel. So to be sure your hotel is a part of the result, you need to offer a corporate public rate. It's a public rate and not a negotiated rate, which means every agency can see it and book it. And we recommend including the breakfast as generally what an agency look for when they search this kind of rate. Offer rate parity GDS vs OTAs. Maintaining rate parity on both GDS and OTA platform is essential for different reasons. On GDS, it helps in fostering trust and efficiently within the corporate and travel agent sectors, while an OTA, it builds customer trust, enhance visibility, and avoid channel conflict. Both aspects are critical for a comprehensive and effective hotel distribution strategy. Even if you know what you must do to optimize your GDS booking, if your team in charge of the setting is not well trained, you won't have the possibility to check all your room and rate are displayed on GDS like you do on internet. So knowing which field impacts the GDS and how to set up your CRS for GDS can really impact your revenue on this channel. So do not hesitate to ask for training if you are not sure. You have two important things in this slide. The indicator Stay Safe and the North Star rating. To start with the indicator, it has been deployed during the COVID to reassure the agency to book in an hotel who has implemented real sanitary procedure. It is less important today, but it's free of charge to add it and add a blue icon to your hotel profile. And is also part of the filter of search, so still interesting to add it in my opinion. About the North Star rating, it's a rating in crowns and not in stars. To be sure, you're not in stars. So it's not in star, just to be sure that you can't compare an hotel, a 5-star hotel in Egypt is totally different from a 5-star in France. That is why it's important also to have your your own rating in crowns. It's also something free, so no hesitation for you to do it. Your GDS provider can help you on that process. Offer both public rate and negotiated rate on GDS. Some hotels work with GDS only because corporation asks them to load the rate on GDS. So they only load the corporate rate and not the public rate. This is not a good advice, not a good practice, even better, because if for any reason your corporate rate is closed, the agency won't have any other offer and won't book your hotel. Additionally, if other corporation with which your hotel doesn't yet have a contract want to book your hotel, they will find your hotel without any availability. So you won't benefit from this opportunity for your hotel to receive booking from new corporations. The same applies to corporate rates. If you have an agreement with a corporation and you don't want to load the rate on GDS because of the fees, then you will lose booking as they won't book your hotel via email or phone anymore. You risk losing your annual contract with this corporation. So in the end, you will lose more than you gain. Our advice for this slide is to regularly take a few minutes each week to review your GDS performance. Thanks to this report, you can easily get an overview of your revenue and receive alert to check issues like which rate were not booked during the week, why a corporation booked a public rate instead of your negotiated rate, why you didn't receive booking under a certain category of room, and so on. This advice about content might seem basic, but you can't imagine how many hotels do not have updated content on GDS. By content, I mean not only the text, but also your images. For the same reason as before, GDS is an opaque channel, so it's not easy to check. My advice here is to review it at least once per year with your GDS provider. This content represents the image of your hotel, and every detail like amenities or facilities serve a search filter for the agency. Don't lose booking because of outdated information. Be sure that you give the perfect description to the agency who book your hotel. There is no image in the pricing section, so only your description will describe your rooms and rates. Be precise and without poetry. For example, the room description must have the name of the room first in English, of course, the indication about the square meter, if you have a desk, free Wi-Fi, which type of bed you offer, the view of the room, etc. About the rate, you must start with a full rate name, avoid acronym, precise clearly what is included in the rate, breakfast, VAT, taxis, free Wi-Fi, etc. The room and rate description are limited in terms of characters, but it exists some shortened words like AC for air conditioning or BKFST for breakfast. So the more it's clear and complete, the more the agency will be sure of what it puts. And finally, here is the last best practice for today, is to check if you have selected the credit card your hotel accepts. There is so many bookings which can't be confirmed because the agency wants to book with a certain type of card and your hotel can't accept it. And for 35%, this is just because of a mistake, and the information was not updated in the CRS. So again, a loss of revenue, which can be easily avoided. I think that's it for me for this part. Let me give the mic to Amadeus. So before the demo, Roberto will give you a quick overview of this company. Roberto, are you here?
Yep. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Can you move to the following slide, Laurence? Yeah, thank you very much. Well, first of all, thank you, Laurence, for giving us the opportunity to participate in this webinar. Before I give the floor to my colleague, Emmanuel, let me get back a bit to what the GDSs are at a high level. These are the systems that the travel agencies use widely to make bookings, to book flights, to book hotels, car rentals, among other things. And they do it in a quick and an efficient way, right? Basically, they work in a similar way as a website does on the internet. And the GDSs are very stable and big systems. GDSs generated more than 170 million room nights during last year from hundreds of thousands of travel agencies all over the world. I would say in general, the GDSs remain a trusted and healthy channel, which reservations grew plus 50% compared to a decade ago in 2014. And we expect to keep growing double digit by the end of this year of 2024. So if you move to the following slide, Laurence. Thank you. By putting the inventory of your hotel available in the GDSs, you not only ensure that you reach in real time to the biggest and well-known travel agencies in the world, like American Express, Flight Center, BCD, you name it, but also to every single small travel agency in every corner of the world. It provides you with global exposure. Okay, if you move to the next slide, Laurence. Thank you. So by connecting to the H platform, you ensure that your hotel is not only displayed to all travel agencies in the world, but also to corporations, travel management companies, and also websites like airlines or online travel agencies, which connect at the same time to the GDSs to retrieve and offer their content to the clients in a reliable way. So again, this was a very high-level approach to the GDSs from my side. Now let's move to the interesting part of this webinar. I think it's probably better if I give the floor to my colleague Emmanuel, who will show you more in detail how a hotel is displayed in Amadeus. Emmanuel, over to you. Thank you.
Oops, let me switch on the mic. Thank you very much, Roberto. Thanks a lot, Laurence, sorry, for this very comprehensive presentation you did with good to have and must have content for your properties. So I'm going to switch off my camera just during the presentation, and I will share my screen. So just give me a second. Okay, share, and you tell me if you see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
There you go. Here it is.
Oh, now it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, so just I'm going to do a demo live on our what we call our graphical platform selling platform Connect. So this is the welcome page, landing page, where any agency can log into the platform. And now if we move to the live page, so we have, I'm happy to present the demo on our new UI. So we had a previous version that a lot of agencies have been using over the years, and it has been promoted and improved in terms of graphics and presentation and design, of course. So I will move to the new UI. So, you know, by the end of the year, it will be deployed worldwide to all the agencies using Amadeus in the world. So when a travel agency log in, it can switch from this UI, the graphical, and also just quickly showing you, we have what we call a common page for cryptic entries that some of you may know from past either your studies or work experience. But the graphic enables to select a search option to have images of properties, so it's much more appropriate to make bookings. So if we can make search through different criteria: city, airport, IATA code, hotel names, landmark, and address. Laurence gave me a couple of hotels to show for today, so we'll see if we have time to show a bit more. So either I can search with the city name. As you can see, you have different options, and the first choice would be the main city, Milan, with the IATA code. And the search can be made as well with a property name. So Lombardia, Milan. Did I make a spelling mistake? No, it's there. Okay, so the hotel is returned. The name of the hotel is returned here. So I can select a date well in the future. And here you have different shopping options. In terms of price range, you can select providers, accessibility, very important that you have accessibility offers loaded for your property, meal plan. It was mentioned before, if it's with breakfast or not, half board, full board. Negotiated rates. As an agency, if I want to look specifically for negotiated rates, so I need to know the rate codes to enter here. The nationality. Amenities, very important, if I want a hotel with a swimming pool or with a parking. And the star rating as well, very important, from 1, 2 to 5 stars. So we're going to see on the display on the next page. So I'm selecting GDS only here for this demo, and I will launch the search. Okay, so then the system will return what the first available, providers push to our system. If I want to have specifically a property from DH, I can here go to providers and I can type either I know the chain code for DH, it's FG, or I just tap the name or part of the name. Okay, and here I have a hotel is in Milan and I have the hotel Lombardia. So on this first page, we have a thumbnail, so a picture of a hotel. We have the map, so the agency, can easily identify where the hotel is located. And we have few information in terms of, so here it's first class because probably the star rating was not indicated clearly in the hotel description. So we take what we call the Amadeus rating. Then we have amenity or facility code. So very important, if it's correctly loaded in your descriptive content, then these icons will be triggered. So for the agency at first glance, it's easy to view what the hotel offers. So the Wi-Fi indicator, air conditioning, parking, and other facilities. Then we have a rate level, so starting from this rate per night. So if we go directly to this hotel description page, we land on this whole presentation with all the pictures. So as you can see, the first picture is not very good quality and the rest as well. So it's very important that you check the quality of picture images you offer and that are loaded through your system or your multimedia provider, because obviously it's a first catch and sellable option for the agency. So there are many pictures that can be loaded. There are different categories. So it's important to show all the different facilities, amenities, guest rooms, if there's any conference room, bar, lounge, restaurant, to show diversified pictures of your property. Then we have what we call the Amadeus property code here. It's not in the search criteria, but the agency then can see the Amadeus property code easily on this page. The phone and fax, so very important, of course, for the hotel to be reachable or for fax information to be sent for payment, for example. You tell me if I go too quick, Laurence, and do not hesitate if it goes too fast. Then on this page, we have all the what we call the comprehensive hotel description of a hotel. So it comes from the system where you load the data for your hotel. And then Amadeus will classify depending on the descriptive field. So in amenities and facilities, as I explained, it's important to use the correct appropriate facilities and amenity codes so that indicators, icons are triggered. Then you have other additional services that will be displayed in this next section. Then the safety amenities, very important. Business amenities, you have the location, indicate clearly the latitude and longitude because this can be used by some specific OTA customers consuming our data, and they use this latitude, longitude as coordinates to display properties in their system too. Then you have a range of location, very important to have the airport location and the distance to the main airports. Then you can add a description of the area and the location of the hotel. Policies, very important. So as you see, if I move, I can either scroll down directly here and I get the whole description, or I can go into this section. So after location, I can go to policies. Check-in, check-out, very important that it's accurate. We see sometimes mistakes or discrepancies, so make sure this is correctly loaded because this is an important indication for the guest to arrive on time and leave on time your property. For the guarantee, to specify the type of guarantee accepted, if it's a credit card. So here we have cash, so something maybe to check, because normally usually the payment is made by credit card and the bookings are guaranteed by credit card. So you need to have a full list indicated as was shown previously by Laurence. Then the stay requirements, if there's any minimum stay, again, the check-in, check-out is repeated. If there's any specificities for welcoming children or extra person. So here we have a card description. So yes, so maybe it's a bit contradictory on this for this property to be checked afterwards. If there's any additional VAT or city tax as well, very important to indicate it. Here in this category, we can indicate the commission level, as was mentioned before. A minimum of 10% is recommended. Then the rooms, sometimes some hotels can return much more specified and more information on the guest rooms, more descriptions, I would say. Then any additional information would be about how to reach the properties, for example. This is what's indicated here. And then we have, so if we go back there, we have the rate information. So either the agency would go to check availability or go in the rate information section. Sorry. So here, this is the offers in order of rates. So it's in order of increase. Then you, as an agency, you can select if you want with breakfast and the type of guarantee. Then we pre-selected DH, so the agency would not need to use, and a price range as well. If you have a limit for your guest, the agency would toggle in this with this minimum and maximum. Then here, at first glance, you have a bar on this page offered, so with a description of a property. So as we said, try to avoid acronyms, to use a clear description of the rate. Then per night and the estimated earnings, so very important for the agency to know in euros. We do the calculation within Amadeus, because at first glance it's easier for the agency to know, okay, what I will earn on this booking by booking this type of room. So if I go into details, then here again, this information are all returned by the system used to load the descriptive content, the rates and availability. So we just render it in a appropriate display in the UI. So you have a base price, any additional taxes or charges applicable, and the total price. So it's very important that you indicate the total price, because in the end, that's what matters for the agency, to give the exact rate to its guest, to its customer, so that the customer won't have to pay extra arriving at the hotel. So it needs to be details, really detailed in this section. Again, the city tax, if it's applicable, per person, per night, it says not included. VAT is included. The commission level, very important. Meal plan, again, if a breakfast is included, to indicate it. If it's not included, as well, to indicate not included, so that there's no bad surprise at the property for the guest. Any other information about additional occupants, adults or children. The cancellation policy, very important, of course, to be clearly stated with the time, the local time, so that there is no surprise and the agency can give correct information to its customer. The booking condition, guarantee, the accepted credit card, so detailed here with 2-letter indicators for Amex, MasterCard, Visa. Check-in, check-out information. So here, I think there might be some discrepancies with what we saw previously. So again, really check in every field where you enter a description about your property, that there's no discrepancy, that the policy on check-in, check-out, credit card is aligned on all the platforms and all the system you are using. So there might be some verification to be done. Room and rate description and some miscellaneous information that you wish to add to the knowledge of the agency. Okay, then if I'm interested in booking this room, I can go on the booking page. Okay, this is the booking panel. So then on the left, you have a summary of the reservation with the hotel, the address, the check-in, check-out date, adult, one room. So CSI, it's what we call the room type. So it's a categorization that's defined. So 1S could be understood as one single. So it's a single room. And then the description on if the room rate with a breakfast indication that it's included, and the commission. Then the agency would fill in. So I won't go into making a reservation, but so that you know how it looks like. Okay, so far so good. If you have any comments, I can. Laurence, you tell me. You are my timer today.
Maybe Anaïs, there is some question about Amadeus before we move to the last section of the webinar.
Yes, actually, we have 2 questions for you. First one, regarding the information about longitude, latitude, etc. Someone asks, does this information is still relevant, like longitude, latitude, free Wi-Fi, while everyone can access Google Maps, plus most of the hotels have free Wi-Fi unless they are in remote areas where no internet or they don't subscribe to it, to Starlink. Does this kind of information, is it still relevant to add?
Well, as you can see, I'm showing you Amadeus platform, but your hotel may be distributed on other platform, over OTA systems. So it's important to have the most comprehensive information. I know Wi-Fi obviously is worldwide, and as well as for coordinates. But as I said, coordinates data is pulled from other system, from our system. So we regularly have queries from inaccurate geocoding from partner customers. So I would really recommend that your latitude and longitude data are correct, because from the descriptive information we get from your hotel, there are key information or some in data that are really pulled by other systems to feed as well their database. And part of them is the latitude and longitude data. So it's a really high recommendation to have this accurate. And as well, here this is a map populated by Bing, but we have as well our own system where we feed the coordinates as well. So for GDS property, it's through the address. So the address is very important. It must be really accurate with the street number and the exact address. But sometimes we need the coordinates to really locate the property, because for some reason in some area, the address is not enough, like in China, in some large countries, or densely populated. Thanks to the coordinates, it's easier to locate the property on maps.
Okay, another question.
Let me add something, if I may, guys. I think it's also important to highlight that travel agents use our tool in a 360 way, so to speak. So we don't want them to get out the tool to look into Google Maps where a hotel is located or similar. If we can give it directly and we can put the hotel in a map in a right way, that's a way for them to save time. And when it comes to the Wi-Fi, of course, I mean that's a good point. Most of the hotels nowadays, especially in the main cities, they all have free Wi-Fi. But it's also true, and I'm sure that you have experienced that in some hotel, that depending on the room, the Wi-Fi does not work as well as in any other room in a different floor. So I think it makes sense to describe as good as possible that you have a very good and quick Wi-Fi that reaches every single angle and room in the hotel, so that you ensure that clients understand you have a real good Wi-Fi to work with, or simply to check videos whenever they are back to the room by night. So that I think it was important to point that out.
Thank you. We have other questions for you. Regarding the different payment forms, can I offer different forms of payment by agency? It's one of the questions for you, Emmanuel.
By agency, well, I think this is a configuration it's done in the central reservation system. I would say, Laurence, I don't know if it's something that can be done per agency. Usually it's more per rate, or
per rate
that you can configure.
Okay, per rate.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So you have to be careful to really per rate indicate what are the guarantee and payment conditions and requirements, because they can be sometimes different if it's a prepaid rate or if it's a rate guaranteed. Some hotels accept the IATA guarantee. They are really rare, or for some specific rates, but
okay. Thank you, Emmanuel. We have a question regarding the connectivity with the GDS. So is it necessary to have DH direct booking engine in order to implement DH GDS, or are they not correlated? Laurence, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can subscribe to the DH GDS without having the DH booking engine, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's totally independent. So you can choose the product you need, you want. It's independent.
Yes. Another, maybe let's take two more questions and then we go to you, Laurence. Where does the stay safe indicator is shown on Amadeus? Where is it shown, or is it shown actually on the platform?
Well, currently this is the new UI. So currently it's not deployed. I'll have to check if it's in the previous version that it's currently working, the stay safe. So that's why there are indicators that can be used. So it's not triggering an icon. Sorry, I may not have been clear before. It's not triggering an icon, but in hotel services and amenities, you can see it has the enhanced safety protocol. indicated here. So that's part of the services, I would say. So there are facilities, amenities that are the most searched that would trigger an icon. I will check if it's going to be developed for the enhanced safety protocol, but nevertheless, in the hotel services, as you can see, other facilities are identified not with the icon. Enhanced, so it's returned as enhanced safety protocol in Amadeus.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Maybe Laurence, if you want to move along, and then we take a bit of time for
Yes.
the last of the questions.
Okay, perfect.
So I stop the demo.
Yes.
You have enough.
Thank you.
Okay. I will stop sharing.
Thank you, Emmanuel. So I will share my screen now to move back to the presentation. So can you see my screen? Yeah, I think it's okay now.
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, just a few slides to end the webinar, and then if we have time, we will reply to the other question you ask in the chat box. So wanted to end with another advice about other optimization. So another way to optimize your booking via GDS is to pay for consortia programs, as these programs offer a range of benefits that can significantly enhance your visibility and competitiveness. Though there are multiple consortia programs available, some are exclusively for corporate bookings, like American Express, BCD Travel, and others, while others are solely for the leisure market, such as World Rainbow Hotels. And there are some programs that cater to both markets. So this program can provide a good return on investment for some hotels due to the increased visibility they offer. Since participation in this program is not suitable for every hotel and requires a budget, it's essential for your hotel to receive good advice from your GDS provider. Another good advice also is to use a Cvent RFP license, so Lenion, to create your hotel profile in the platform and to be visible by corporations who want to send their annual RFP. So the RFP season will start in July 1st, so in almost 1 month. So be sure your hotel is ready to receive and submit RFP for the 2025 season. And finally, I would like to thank our partner Cvent, who has accepted to share with us some data. So here is the first data showing that in terms of RFPs, 2024 has increased of 10% compared to 2023. And most RFP come from August to October. This is also shown on this slide. 55% of the RFP come from the summer period, followed by 33% in the fall period, and the rest in the spring period. So what we can see here is that the nearly half of all programs start sourcing in the fall. So just to clarify for everyone, a program refers to a corporation such as Amazon, which can send multiple RFP to hotels. So only a few corporations send their RFPs in the spring, accounting for only 12% of the total RFP received. In this slide, it shows that according to the business sector of each company, 63% of programs sourced more RFPs or remained flat. And this is again a comparison with 2023. And on this last slide, this is the last one, you can see two colors. The green one refers to the change in hotel pricing between 2024 and 2023, and the blue one refers to the change in RFP volume. So you can find the detail for these 15 cities, the top 15 cities. For example, in Paris and Singapore, both the pricing and the number of RFP have increased compared to the previous year. However, in Atlanta and London, the pricing has increased by the number of RFPs, but the number of RFPs has slightly decreased. And that's it. It's time for the other question. We have 50 minutes. It's great. So
yes, it's great. I think you can end sharing your screen maybe so that we can all
yes.
So maybe we have a question. I think that actually two questions that are quite the same. According to what criteria is chosen the first hotel to be shown on Amadeus? Emmanuel, maybe this is for you, yes.
Yes, this is, yeah, I was reading the question. So, well, if there's no criteria indicated, as I shown on the first page, if you don't look specifically for a star rating or a nego rate or a breakfast indicator, it's a random. It's the first hotel that we receive rates information from the CRS, from the Central Reservation System of DH. So it's there's no specific order unless there are search criteria indicated or options, search options previously indicated.
Thank you. Next question. Are we able to set up commission for a negotiated rate in the CRS if, for example, on a corporate contract, a certain commission has been agreed for the agent?
So maybe I can reply to this one. Yeah, of course you can. The hotelier at the end to do everything in the CRS. So we train you on what to do, but after you are responsible and you are in charge of setting what you want in the CRS. So if you do not want to put any commission, you don't put commission. If you want to put a commission, you put a commission. You do what you want.
Thank you, Laurence. Can you please, one of you, state what IATA guarantee means? The IATA.
Yes, it's the travel agency IATA code. So travel agencies mainly worldwide I identify by a IATA code. It's like a identifier, an ID, and they can use it. It's a way as well to pay commission. And when a travel agency makes a booking, it has to enter what we call a booking source, their IATA code, so that it identifies which agency you are paying the commission. Some hotels, because they have a long-term relationship with an agency, they know it well, or they have a negotiated rate, they accept that the agency is the guarantee for the booking. So it's, I would say, based on trust as well. So it means that if a guest is not is doing a show up, then the hotel can reach the agency and get the room night paid later, or there's a kind of an agreement between the hotel and the IATA. So it's rarely used. It can happen, but I would believe it's more on specific rates agreed between the hotel and the agency.
Thank you. And maybe the next question for you, Laurence. Is it possible to view how our hotel is displayed on the GDS channel as you've demonstrated? We are current users, but I would like to check how our hotel is displayed. So maybe we can talk about our GDS audit, maybe.
Yeah, we can absolutely do some GDS audits. So this is something you can we can provide. So you can contact your account manager at the edge, and for sure we can have a session to show you how your hotel is displayed on Amadeus, and we can also offer you a GDS audit. So yeah, you can get back to your account manager, and he will or she will help you with that.
Yes. Next question. Is there any way on how to present more details of the rate in case of medical stay packages for spa resorts? Example, accommodation with 18 spa medical treatments per week per person.
Okay. So GDS is not generating for resort, but of course we can connect the resort on the GDS. It's mainly for corporate bookings, but of course it is absolutely possible to connect any hotel on the GDS, you can connect your package, all menu package you want on the GDS. It will be a rate display. So I don't know how many package you have, but this is something absolutely possible on GDS. I don't know, Emmanuel, if you are, Roberto, you want to add something?
Well, yeah, I was thinking the same. Either we need to have a dedicated, what we call the rate code, and very important in the search criteria by travel agencies, because especially for negotiated rates, they look for the specific rate codes assigned to a company, a contract, a program. So if you have specificities, it can be discussed well, share with Laurence, and then she can reach me if there's any need to create a dedicated rate code for you to load rates for this code to
Thank
apply
you.
your program.
Yeah, next question. Is it possible to ask for online prepayment with the GDS?
Online prepayment. I'm not sure to understand the question. Do you mean it's to be connected with a PSP, so a payment system?
Yeah.
So at the edge, we have a PSP solution, but today the GDS is not connected to the PSP.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we are linking the GDS provider where it's not the edge. How can I view? And it's another question, sorry.
Yeah.
So the GDS booking is not today inside the PSP, but this is something we will work on it, I think, during 2025.
Okay. Is it possible to view the guest name or corporate name of the guarantee credit card, which is updated in the booking?
It's possible. In fact, I don't know if it's a GDS customer, but with the edge, at least we provide every information we have on the GDS booking. So every information we have, we share to the customer. So if you can't see it in the booking, which means the agency didn't display it to us. So
Okay.
yeah, every information is on the GDS booking.
I believe it's the edge customer, if I'm not mistaken.
So we can help with.
Yeah. Let me check other questions. How it works in a practical way in order to implement GDS for my channel manager. What are the costs? Maybe we can come back to this customer on a one-to-one basis. So Paolo Ferreira, I take your questions, and we'll make sure to come back to you on this one. We are linked in with a GDS provider. However, it is not the edge. How can I view how our hotel is displayed? So maybe it's
yeah, if you are not but I think if you work with another GDS provider, you just contact your GDS provider, who will be normally able to help you on that. If not, it's time to change.
Yeah. Can you connect DHPay from
this is what I said before. The DHPay is a PSP solution we have with the edge. So this is something we will work in next year.
Yeah. How can we make sure the content changes we send through HOD are updated on all GDS?
If you are a GDS customer of the edge, you just ask your account manager, who will send you some print screen of your content to be sure that the content you wanted to be updated is updated.
Okay. And I think that's it for the questions. I don't see any other questions. Yeah. So maybe we can end the session now.
Sorry, and I have one comment when it comes to the criteria to display the hotels in the GDSs. That is linked to one of the questions made in the chat box. As Emmanuel was saying before, there are ways to put filters in your availability search or in the availability search for the travel agency, meaning that they can say, hey, show me the special rate American Express or for, I don't know, Carson Bago lead in Paris for 25 June for one night. Okay, in that case, hotels come listed. They will display only those hotels, or the hotels will be displayed if they have that rate available. Okay, but also it happens that travel agents look for a hotel in a specific city without any filter, no? Just something like by saying something like, hey, show me availability in Madrid on 1st July for 2 nights, period. That's all. In that case, hotels will come randomly, as Emmanuel was saying, but it's true, and this is what I wanted to point out, that the GDSs offer tools that hotels need to pay for to position your hotel in the first position of the availability results for a certain period of time. These are expensive tools, but that work very effectively. I'm sure that if you need more information about these tools, you can reach out to the DH team and they can provide you with additional information about them.
Thank you, Ricardo. We have other questions that came in. Since we have 5 more minutes, I think we can take some of them. Can GDS manage bookings which contain children? We have been told this is not possible. Is it right? We have been told that about Sabre GDS.
Do you want to reply about in Amadeus, Emmanuel?
Well, it's yes, yes, I know. I would say it depends on the capacity of a hotel. If you have a triple, quadruple room, well, it means you can accommodate families. And it depends as well on the information loaded by the hotel in terms of additional occupants, extra beds, baby cot, crib. So you have to clearly state in the description what is your policy on extra person. If you accept children up to 3 years old for free, if you accept children up to 12 years old, and if an extra bed need to be added. So the extra bed cannot be added to the room rate, the room price. So it's an additional information. So it needs to be clearly stated. So I would say unless you have, triple, quadruple room that can accommodate more than 2 people, be very careful to state clearly your policy. Because this is any extra bed charges or baby cot cannot be unless you add it in the price. But if it's a double room, then you have a rate for either a single or double use in the room. So really put clearly in the description what is your policy and any additional cost if there's an extra person, whether a baby or a child or a teenager that could be considered as an adult. So usually the agency as well, it's the responsibility of the agency to indicate in the booking any additional information, remarks saying, okay, 2 adults plus 1 baby, please add a baby cot, because then as a hotel, you should receive this remark. And if you see that it's not matching, you immediately need to reach the agency or send a message to the your GDS representative saying that you do not have an extra bed or you cannot accommodate the request.
Okay, maybe we take one last question for the other 2 regarding the recording and the GDS advertising. Maybe we can come back to you on a one-to-one basis, Michael and Rico. Let's take the last question. Do I understand correctly that the rates are connected to DS channel manager and therefore can be dynamic? Laurence, can you?
Yeah. This is a good question. Yeah, of course, we develop a GDS module inside the CRS, which is connected to the channel manager, and everything is dynamic and and centralized with one planning. Yes, I hope I have replied to the question, but
yes,
I
think it's quite clear. Okay, I think we are at the end of this session. Thanks again, everyone, for all of your questions, your inputs. Like I said, I've noted the 1 or 3 people that I will come back to you directly on a one-to-one basis. We hope you enjoyed this session, and we wish you a great end of the week. Stay tuned on our social media for the next sessions. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.